Today's topic is Android notification. In this presentation, we are going to cover two notification schemes, toast notification and status bar notification. Since we covered dialog notification in another presentation, we are not going to cover this in this presentation. At the end, we are going to also talk about Alarm Manager. So let's talk about toast notification. Toast notification is something I'm sure you have seen many times so far. So it is a message that pops up on the surface of the window. So this is an example. It only fills the amount of space it is required for displaying the message. And the current activity is still visible because typically toast message takes only a very small amount of space. So the notification, toast notification, automatically fades in and fades out for short duration or long duration. Even for the long duration, it's not that long. And it does not accept interaction events, meaning user cannot interact with toast message. Because toast message can be created from a background service, it appears even if application is invisible, meaning background service can display a toast message over current activity. So this is how you can create and display a toast message. You are going to call make text method of toast class and passing context object, and here you are passing the actual message that you want to display, and you can specify either length long or length short, and then you are going to call show method. Moving forward, let's talk about status bar notification. Status bar notification is probably the most sophisticated notification scheme compared to toast notification and dialog notification. So I actually divided into three different phases of how status bar notification works. This is not something that these phases are not something that you will see in typical Android documentation. This is something that I came up with to help you to understand how things work. So phase one is status bar notification gets displayed with an icon and optional ticker text message. And then when you pull down that icon or ticker text message, you can now display expanded message, which is sometimes called a notification detail. Now when you click, a user click the expanded message, then Android will fire an intent that is defined by the notification, usually to launch an activity. So let's see these three different phases in action. So I am running first notification status bar notification sample application. So I run it, and now if I click this send notification, it will now send status bar notification. So you can see we have an icon and ticker text. Okay, now that's the first phase. Now if I pull down this icon here, then I get notification details message. Now that's the second phase. Now if a user click this notification detail, then it goes to, it actually fires an intent, and in this case the intent is to display the website of JPassion.com. So that is the third phase. So we are going to take a look at each of these three phases and how we are going to code each of these. Okay. So moving forward, by the way, you can configure status bar with the vibration, sound, and flashlights on the device. Okay, so this is the first phase that we have seen. So you see icon and the ticker text message gets displayed. So this is the code. First of all, you have to create notification manager object from the system service. So you call get system service method of your activity class, and the providing notification underscore service, the ID, and what you get back is notification manager object. And you are going to use this notification manager object later on in this code here. Now you are going to create now notification object. So notification object is the one that you can create with an icon and ticker text message and a bunch of other information such as sound to play or the current time. Now you are going to call notify method of your notification manager passing your notification object that you just created here. Okay, so that is the code that is relevant to this phase 1 where status bar notification gets displayed on the top. Okay, second phase is that when you pull down that icon or ticker text message, then you see this notification details message. Okay, so that's phase 2. So let's see how we can create this the expanded message. So you are going to have a title, and then you're going to have a text. Okay, so that's what you see here. We have a notification details, whatever text you want, and that's the title, and this is the text. So what you see over here is that notification details, that's the title, and this is the text. Okay, and later on you are going to set this expanded message information with a notification object. So you are going to call set latest event info passing this content title and content text that you have created. Now what it does is that it's going to actually use what is called the latest event layout. Because this expanded message is being displayed on the screen, it has to have its own layout, right? Just like any UI on the Android platform. In this case, by calling set latest event info method, you are basically asking the platform to use built-in latest event layout underneath. Okay? So that is phase 2 code. Phase 3 is that when you click the phase 2, if you click this expanded message, then it will fire an intent. So in this case, it will fire an intent that displays JPassion.com website. So let's see that code. So just like any other intent that needs to be fired later on by somebody else, you have to create a pending intent object. Okay? Alright, so the way that you are going to create pending intent object is, first of all, you create the intent object. In this case, we are going to provide the action view, and then URI with JPassion.com website. And then you're going to create the pending intent object. Okay. And then when you're actually setting notification with your expanded message, you also provide this pending intent object. Okay. Alright, so that's phase 3. Moving forward. So we have seen toast message notification, status bar notification, as well as dialog notification. So which one to use? So this is general guidelines. So use toast message for short text message for short duration, such as maybe file saved. When you are fairly certain the user is paying attention to the screen, because the message just goes away. Okay? I mean, you don't want to use the toast message for critical information that needs to be communicated to the user. So user might not, in fact, pay attention, but in general, this is a message that you want to actually, for short message, for short duration. Use status bar notification when your application's working in the background service, and a bit more complex kind of operation. For example, if you want to let the user to have some kind of user interaction, for example, fire and intent, as we have seen. Okay? And then you can use a dialog when the activity, so when you need to alert the user about the event that occurs while your activity is still in focus, consider using dialog notification instead. So dialog notification, something you can use to force a user to interact. For example, you can have yes or no button, and until you just select one of those two options, that dialog box will not disappear. Okay, so this is the one that you can use for the case where you need to have user interaction, even if it's coming from your background service. Moving forward, Alarm Manager. So Alarm Manager class provides access to the system alarm service. Basically, this allows you to schedule sending an intent to your target component. Target component could be service or an activity or broadcast manager at some point in the future. So maybe what you can say is that in 10 minutes, I want to display a web page, right? Something like that. Or in every 10 minutes, I want to display a web page. So when an alarm goes off, the intent that had been registered for it with the Alarm Manager will be sent by the system, automatically starting the target component if it is not already running. Again, target component could be activity, service, or broadcast manager. Broadcast receiver. So it could be single or repeating alarms. So let's see the code. So this is a case that we are sending a single alarm to a broadcast receiver. So here we create an intent object and passing the context object, and we specify the target broadcast receiver class. And then we create a pending intent object, and then we create the calendar object. Okay, so this is basically a calendar object that captures the 10-second period. And then we create Alarm Manager from the system service. Okay, so get system service and passing the ID of the alarm service. And then you're going to call set method of Alarm Manager, passing your calendar time, 10 seconds, and then your pending intent object. Okay. This is a repeating alarm to a broadcast receiver. So you are sending an intent to the broadcast receiver, in this case every 10 seconds. Okay, so code is pretty much the same, but you are going to call set repeating method instead of set method. So this is repeating alarm. This is an example where you're sending repeating alarm to a service. So instead of broadcast receiver, you're going to specify the class, target class of your alarm service, and rest of the code is the same. Okay, so that's the end of the presentation.